Hi friends, I'm going to read you the story of The Frog Prince. I want you to listen carefully to the story and think about the choices that the frog and the princess makes inside of the story. The Frog Prince. The author, the person who writes the words, is Pam Shiller. The illustrator, the person who draws the pictures, is Debbie Weekly. The Frog Prince. Trying to show you the pictures at the same time is hard. One fine afternoon, a young princess put on her cape, picked up her favorite toy, a golden ball, and went outside to play. The sun was bright and the sky was clear blue. The princess tossed her ball high into the air, but missed catching it because the bright sun got in her eyes and temporarily blinded her. The golden ball landed right in the middle of a pond, and instead of floating, it sank to the bottom. The princess began to cry. She lost her ball. A friendly frog came out of the water and inquired, "Princess, what is the matter? Why are you weeping?" The princess was a little spoiled and a little selfish. She was an only child and she didn't know much about being kind to others, especially frogs. "Go away, frog," she sobbed. "I have lost my golden ball in your pond. It is my favorite toy, so I am very sad." The frog looked at the princess and said, "I will get your ball and bring it to you if you will allow me to live in the palace with you." The princess didn't think the frog would ever leave his pond, so she quickly agreed to his request. "Yes," nodded the princess, "by all means, if you will bring me my ball, you may come and live in the palace with me." So, the frog put his head down and dove under the water. After a little while, he came up with the ball in his mouth. He threw the ball to the edge of the pond. As soon as the young princess saw her ball, she picked it up. She was so overjoyed to have it in her hands again, she didn't even say thank you. She simply ran home with it as fast as she could. The frog called after her, "Princess, don't forget your promise. Take me with you as you said you would." The princess was so delighted to have her ball back that she never even heard his words. All right, we're going to stop. I want you to put in your thinkers. What helpful choice did the frog make? How did he help the princess? Think about that. Yeah, he helped the princess get her ball. That was very helpful of him. What did the princess do when the frog retrieved her ball? What did the princess do? think about it. When he got her ball, what did she do? Yeah, she grabbed it and she ran off. She was not very kind. She did not say thank you, and she did not keep her promise and take the frog with her. All right, we're going to read the rest of the book and see what happens. Later that evening, just as the princess sat down to dinner, she heard a strange noise. Tap, splat. Tap, splat. Tap, splat. Something strange was approaching. She heard a knock on the palace door. Make a prediction. Who do you think's at the door? Ooh, those are some great guesses. Let's find out if you're right. It was the frog. Then a croaking voice called out, Princess, princess, open the door. Remember your promise, I implore. A home in exchange for your golden ball? You gave your word, you must recall. The frog is saying, let me in. You said I could live with you if I got your ball. You made a promise. The princess ran to the door and opened it. There was the helpful frog. Seeing the frog on her doorstep frightened her. She shut the door and ran back to the dinner table. Was that very kind of her to shut the door on the frog? No, it wasn't. What should she have done? Yeah, she should have let the frog in. Her father, seeing that she was frightened, asked what was troubling her. There is a talking frog at the door, she said. He retrieved my golden ball from the pond this morning. I told him that he could live here with me in exchange for his service. I didn't think he would leave the pond. What shall I do? Then a croaking voice called out, Princess, princess, open the door. Remember your promise, I implore. A home in exchange for your golden ball. You gave your word, you must recall. The king said sternly to his daughter, You have given your word, you must keep it. Let him in. When we make a promise, we must keep it. Don't say you're going to do something unless you plan to do it. The princess opened the door and the frog hopped into the room. Tap, splat, tap, splat, tap, splat, right up to the dinner table. Hungry, declared the frog. The princess lifted the frog to the table and allowed him to eat from her plate. When he had eaten as much as he could, he said, Now I am tired. Please carry me to your bed. The princess was reluctant, but she did as the frog asked. She placed him upon a pillow where he slept all night long. Would you want to share your bed with a frog? Why? Or why not? I don't think I would want to because they're kind of slimy and wet. I don't want something slimy and wet in my bed. When morning came, the frog jumped up without a word, hopped downstairs, and went out the house. The princess thought he was gone for good, but she was mistaken. When night came again, she heard the same tapping on the door, and the frog croaked once more. Princess, princess, open the door. Remember your promise, I implore. A home in exchange for your golden ball. You gave your word, you must recall. When the princess opened the door, the frog hopped in, shared her dinner, and slept upon her bed, her pillow as before. Morning broke and the frog disappeared again. Do you think the frog will come back? What's your prediction? Those are some good guesses. Let's find out. On the third night, the frog visited again and did the same. When the princess awoke on the following morning, she was astonished. What do you think happened this time? Do you think the frog left? Or do you think something else happened? What's your prediction? Maybe. Those are some good guesses. Let's find out. Instead of a frog on her pillow, a handsome little prince stood by her bed, gazing at her with the most beautiful eyes she had ever seen. I wonder what happened to the frog. The boy explained that he was a prince from a neighboring kingdom. A spiteful fairy had changed him into a frog and declared that he would remain a frog until a princess would let him eat from her plate and sleep upon her bed for 3 nights. You, princess, have broken this cruel spell, and now I owe you a great debt, said the young prince. You are lonely. I can come every day to play with you if you like. The young princess quickly agreed. She was delighted to finally have a friend. The next day and every day thereafter, the young prince arrived in a colorful coach with 2 beautiful horses decked with feather plumes and golden harnesses. He was a charming companion and taught the princess much about being kind. In fact, the frog prince and the princess became best friends. When they grew up, they married and lived happily ever after. The end. Did you guys enjoy that story? I hope you did. So I have a couple more questions for you. I want you guys to put on your thinkers. What did the princess do when she saw the frog at the door? Do you remember when he knocked on the door? What did she do? Did she let him in or did she slam the door on him? Yeah, she slammed the door right on him. Was that a kind choice? No. What do you think a kinder choice could have been? Yeah, she could have let him in. She could have said hi. Those are kinder choices. What did the king say the princess must do? When you make a promise, what must you do? Yeah, the king said the princess must follow her promise. She needed to let the frog live with her, just like she promised. Why is it important to keep your promises? Because if you don't, you might upset somebody. You might make somebody sad. If you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, that's not very kind. When you make a promise, you have to do it. All right, friends. So thank you for listening to the story and talking with me about the story. I hope you guys follow directions today and you stick to all your promises. And have a great day. Bye.